awareness, learn about psychology, self-healing, and discover a lot of things to be give the power to the kid to discover their life and give the power to the kid to empower them to discover life. Just imagine the kids that are watching our video right now that not privileged to have a dad or a mom like you or me. Awareness, learn about psychology, self-healing, and discover a lot of things to be give the power to the kid to discover their life and give the power to the kid to empower them to discover life. And you will fail, you may not do things as other people think you should do, but for me, I believe you will figure out on the journey. And that's how I believe the parent who willing to let go the power because they've been suffer enough or don't have that freedom in the past, and they figured out the way and they break through that and they understand, okay, this is the secret. So if the kid who's still with the parent or with the family situation where family always dominant tell them what to do and manipulate or blackmail them with the love kind of situation, and because I love you, I want this the best for you, you should do it because this is good for you. How do the kid face that fear and challenge and overcome that to build their life? Well, here you go.
I love this question.
I give you a tough one.
Let's recognize that in every culture, this thing about having dreams is a pretty new thing. In every culture, it has always been that you're supposed to do what your parents do.
Yeah.
You follow a parent's footsteps. That's how it's always been in all cultures.
Even in your culture, like even in your generation, in your country.
In Sweden, it was probably one of the first early countries where the changes started to happen. Sweden was one of the first countries where women had voting rights or women could have work and so forth. But having dreams is a scary thing for parents.
Yeah.
When a child has dreams, especially if we come from a culture where you're supposed to do, you follow, take over your family business, for example, right?
Yeah.
So we want to recognize that this is enormous fear for a parent, that suddenly we have children, and we have children because we want to have a family and continue our family traditions, and now suddenly the child wants to do something else. So let's acknowledge that that is very, very scary. That is threatening to the whole system, the whole everything, right? So how the parent acts based on that fear is different, but they still have a fear. They had a child for a reason, and there's a lot of love, but then there's a lot of different ways of how we communicate and so forth, right? So for a child, I think it's very important to recognize that however you think that your parents behave towards you is because they also have a lot of fears. The world is changing so fast, and Vietnam is one of the fastest growing.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're doing today, would that have been possible 10 years ago?
No, not.
So, I mean,
10 years ago, I don't even have learned this in YouTube. I have
Exactly.
to discover a book.
So you didn't even have the technology, but this idea of going out there and finding a new kind of line of work. So kids who go to school to get a job that does not exist yet, that's not how it used to be. You train to do something, and then you are out of school, and then you do it. That's not how it works. Jobs don't exist. The technology, everything, it does not exist yet, right? It's always going to change. So therefore, what we need to be good at, or I say, but the younger, and me too, we always have to learn. That's why I say that I love to learn. I have to learn new technology. The technology today is not the same as in 2008 when I launched my business. Everything changed. I always have to be learning. And that is what a school should be doing, helping kids how to learn effectively, how to learn things. Yes, and some schools are very behind. They're still teaching for the old way, even in the US, even in Sweden. and they're teaching for. So anyway, I won't go there. But sometimes the school system is not so great. But that's okay, because now you can learn outside of school. Most of the things that you have learned, you have not learned in school. What I have learned, I did not learn in school. Some things, yes. For engineering, yes, a lot of things in school, but now they're going to learn a lot of new things outside of school. And learning about ourselves, our psychology, on how to create things in life. It's like, how do you, you don't learn that in school. You can't. There cannot be a school for that. Even for singers and artists, yes, you can learn music, but to learn to create yourself, you have to experiment, you have to explore, you have to do things, and you have to engage with other people. And if you create music, for example, most of it is not going to be interesting for anyone else, but out of that, everything that you do, one thing might be very fascinating. But that doesn't mean all the other stuff was useless and worth your time. No, it was because you did of all the other things that you managed to do the one thing that really has an impact on other people. So that's one thing, right? To recognize that your parents are not used to this. So if we can understand that, we can be more empathetic. We don't get angry and run away and stuff like that and say, I understand that this is a new world for you. However we want to communicate. This thing about kids having dreams and wanting to do different things, I understand it's challenging. I mean, I was a violin player, right? My parents thought I was going to be a violin player. And then I start singing, I'm not even good at it at first. It's like, what is he doing? He's throwing away his talent. And then I have a success in Sweden, and then I go to the US. What are my parents like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Oh my goodness, he's throwing away his life. And then I come to the US and I'm broke. I have no money. I have nothing. My poor parents, they're like, oh, what's he doing, right? And if we don't grow up with parents, and we had a lot of pain, whatever kind of pain in our childhood, recognize this. Out of your greatest pain comes your genius, comes your gift to the world. Out of the greatest pains come the greatest songs. Out of the greatest pains, the failures, come the ideas of making the world a better place. So you have so much within you that you may not have explored yet, you may not have discovered yet, because maybe you've done what you're supposed to do and you really haven't explored what's possible within you or what makes you happy. It takes time, it takes a lot of exploration. I'm still trying to figure out what makes me happy.
Really? You make me worry for myself right now.
But is that a bad thing or a good thing? That I'm waking up in the morning to explore something, to learn something, to do what we're doing here makes me happy. Yeah. It's because it's new. I don't know what we're going to say or what's going to happen today.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
do I. That's what I love to interview my guests.
But I would not have achieved what I've achieved today if it wasn't for the pains. I would not have been an athlete if I hadn't had my back injury when I was 13. I didn't know if I was going to run or jump again. But it's out of that I learned about my body. I would not have been the coach today if I haven't lost my voice. I wouldn't have been able to build my business if I hadn't been broke. So I've experienced all these things and I wouldn't have been able to. Now I have an easy time connecting with people and connecting other people with each other and getting to know people. I probably wouldn't have been so good at that if it wouldn't have been my weakness in high school. So whatever you experience today, whatever age you're at, things can change. First of all, out of that we learn something. I didn't think I was a creative person in high school. I failed all writing assignments and now I'm actually a very good writer.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will come back with you with another episode and another amazing guest. Bye.